I just want the record to show that I left for 24 hours and all heck broke loose in Counter-Strike news. What is up, peeps? Hope we're all doing well, enjoying your day so far. I've not even had time to get the coffee in here with the chocolate milk, but this news is so big we got to talk about it. And I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this, but yes, it's going to be potentially, and what seems to be reported by Nell, the biggest transfer in Counter-Strike history, one that we all expected, but not before the Austin Major, but will be happening before it. That's going to be M0NESY, set to join the Falcons and rejoin with his buddy Nico over there. I can only imagine the number they had to agree upon to get M0NESY out of here before the Austin Major. A lot of things to talk about, but let's first go to Nell's report. Remember to follow him, guys. He does a lot of big breaks, and obviously this one being the biggest break of the year so far, but here's what his report had to say. Saying M0NESY is set to join Falcons in a blockbuster move. Here is my report. This winter, Nico joined Falcons in a huge move for the scene. After more than 4 years with G2, the Bosnian left to try with a new ambitious project. On the G2 side, the future of M0NESY had been in question since his non-departure in December. Announced to be joining Falcons with Nico, G2 held firm and decided to bet on the Russian sniper for 2025. A rather risky choice, given that the former Navi Jr. had only 1 year remaining on his contract, and the organization could therefore lose him for free. According to Nell's sources, all this should happen quickly, as M0NESY has reportedly signed with Falcons and would join the team in the next few weeks before the Austin Major. He logically replaces the team's sniper, that being Dexter. It would appear that the Falcons' continued interest has managed to tip the balance in what appears to be a multi-million-dollar deal and the biggest transfer in Counter-Strike history. And this coming literally out of nowhere. I was like, wait, what? I mean, we kind of saw it coming, but on this kind of timeline is the big change, at least for me. I don't know what you guys were thinking when you saw the news. Were you thinking, oh my goodness, this is Falcons' moment. They finally turned it around. They actually have a roster that can do some damage. They can make playoff runs. Or were you also thinking like, maybe I was thinking like, G2, what the heck are you going to do for the major? Potentially shooting yourself in the foot for this major. Of course, taking probably a pretty penny to do so, but a G2 that was already really not seeing great placement so far this year. We talk about this last event, top 6, but even in that playoff moment, I think it was M0NESY who beat them quite handedly, and they had their chance to have their best performance and go out with a bang. It was a bit of a whimper. Those playoff matchups between, I think, Navi and Spirit and M0NESY and G2 were fairly lackluster. And so what can G2 do without M0NESY if that's what they were doing with M0NESY? But with a multi-million-dollar deal coming in, they can now say, okay, how do we want to revamp this roster? Maybe post-Austin Major. That major run is going to be now all eyes on Falcons. Can they make the major? Can they make a real run? And it's so crazy because within like 24 hours of that, we even have bigger news, which I'll probably save for next video, but you guys have probably already heard the news, but it's insane. I mean, M0NESY is now set to rejoin Nico over at Falcons in the biggest transfer deal in CS history. This is why we love the scene, guys, because you don't see these things coming. You kind of see them coming, but you don't know when they're going to happen, and it's just amazing. I cannot wait to see what G2 does to rebuild their roster, and it's still, hey, there is still a chance that G2 can pull this back. You know, they've had CS lineups for who frickin' knows how long now, and they always try and find a way to have a winning roster, and so they could still have a better run here at this major than Falcons. You never really know. Falcons got to get a lot together in a very short period of time with M0NESY on the team, but it's going to be a fun team to watch. We all know that. So what do you guys think about the news? Till next time, though, please take care of yourselves. I will see you back here likely tomorrow morning or Monday morning with all the crazy news that's coming to Counter-Strike, and it's not stopping. So thank you all again. Really quick, for anyone who stuck around, I was just in Washington. I'm allowed to tell you guys I was at Bungie Studios playing their new extraction shooter, that being Marathon. They gave us a chance to play test the game. It was super fun. That's why I was a little less active these last couple of days. So on our main channel, the Gamer Update, I'll probably be sharing more of that in about a week. And then on our gaming interview channel, in case you guys are interested, I got to interview the game director, Joe Ziegler, over at Marathon, which was an amazing, amazing time. So those channels will be linked down below if you guys want to follow them. If not, I cover CS news here, obviously. I'll see you soon. Take care, guys.